What's good, everybody? One too many reactions. When you sit in a room and film this a bunch of times, it's like, holy crap, dude. How many times am I going to say that? But anyway, today we're rocking, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going with like a song that's kind of like popular or trending. We're not trying to do the BTS thing. We're not doing the Eminem thing right now. We're going with a song that homeboy over here is a huge fan of, Lupe. We got the...
Drill Music and Zion. Just got the vinyl. Got the vinyl a day early, by the way. The guy was putting the tags on. I was like, you have Drill Music and Zion in yet? He's like, found it. He's like, it's not supposed to be out till tomorrow, so don't tell people where you got it.
Oh,
he said,
you just snitched on him in the fucking internet.
I didn't say where they were, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know.
Shout out to John at JV Records on 38th Street in.
So Lupe Fiasco, we're kind of jumping to Miss Mural, even though Mural is obviously, it's Lupe's like fucking golden goose. I don't even know if that's the right thing to say.
Dude, there's a lot to unpack in that song. I don't even know if I would be properly prepared to even try to break that down.
Yeah, we need a Rolodex. There's some really good people out there that will break down that shit, and I am not one of them. There's also Mural Jr., which maybe we can do some point down the line. But we're gonna jump over to Miss Mural because it's off the new album. This one is a little more straightforward. It's gonna be. I've heard it a bunch of times already, but I guess we'll do kind of a not a ton to break down. It's a story track mostly. I'm sure fucking it's Lupe, so I'm
figuring this one out as I go.
There's 12 other fucking things. Anyway, talking too much. Lupe Fiasco, Miss Mural.
This beat is familiar. Or these sounds are familiar.
If you had to paint the gutter, which color would you choose? Said the patron to the painter. The painter said the blues. Do you act off intuition or languish and peruse? More like tap into tradition from the angle of my mood. He looked back at his canvas.
Sorry.
Yeah.
More like tap into the tradition from the angle of my mood. I think he's just talking about like how he's, so little backstory, I guess for you, is the, I don't know, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory as it goes on, but it's a patron talking to a painter. He like walks into his art studio, so they're kind of having a conversation.
Okay.
Like tap into tradition from the angle of my mood. He looked back at his canvas or strangling a tube. A master of the palette or sanguine and cool. The music mostly jazz, the jazz mostly old. Punctured by some punk and some old smoky soul. An atlas on the trunk from the land of broken goals. Just a cover in the back that you open and you close. Where are all the pages? The painter said defanged. I ripped them all out and made some paper planes. Fish grease absorbers and some origami cranes. Poured itself a drink and then poured it down the drain. Looked at the empty canvas, said I think I have a name. I'll call it gasoline, pouring on the flames.
Dude, he's so cryptic all the time.
Even when
you're like, this is a more straightforward song. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
No, so I think he's just kind of explaining like the art that he has in the studio a little bit, and just like how what happens to all the pages. The painter said defanged, like he's one of the pieces of art is the book, and he has all the pages ripped out. He made them into paper planes. I don't know what that like. There's probably on a whole other like art level of what that means. Like I can't break down art at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I was interested in the fact that he rhymed paper planes with origami cranes. Don't mind me. It's like, two things that you can fold paper into rhyming together. That's awesome.
The painter said defanged. I ripped them all out and made some paper planes. Fish grease absorbers and some origami cranes. Poured itself a drink and then poured it down the drain. Looked at the empty canvas, said I think I have a name. I'll call it gasoline, pouring on the flames. is it? This isn't normally allowed. Do you consider yourself wild or conforming to a style? The patron pointed at a pile of those rejections or mistakes. The painter said that is not for question or debate. Most of what we know as art is the projection of a faith, the product of a pontiff for the election of a saint, a gift from the red for the digestion of the caint, a visual garnish for the confessions of the frank, displays a physical
What is it? A gift from the red from the digestion of the caint.
The caint,
a visual garnish for the confessions of the frank.
I think, well, I don't know what he means there, but I think the general gist that he's getting at is like, no art is bad art because it was made with intention, sort of thing. But I could have been completely off on that.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
for the election of a saint, a gift from the red for the digestion of the caint, a visual garnish for the confessions of the frank, displays a physical carnage, make connections to the ranks, goes over very well with South Americans and Yanks. Not to sound shamanistic, but there's medicine in paint. It gets kinetic if you let it, there's a fetish in its strength. Martyrdom will call, Russian roulette is in the flanks, and most will pull the trigger if the weapon's full of blanks. But when there's a pool of sharks and you step into the tank, that's the pool of art that got them headed to the plank. But they fell for the deceptiveness of the secularist complaint, the upheaval of the cathedrals into the edifice of bank. That pile over there is just the evidence of angst, the felt revival of a perfectionist when his efforts have just sank. A selection of the waste that lacks direction or a base. You lose all of the plots for the affections of a race. Man does not become superior because you connect him to a cape, nor does become inferior because you connect him to an ape. I never wanted my life to be a collection of some dates.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we go back a little bit? How long has he been?
He's been rhyming this thing for mad long, bro.
Yeah.
It's been like 12 bars, 16 maybe.
Well, I'm not gonna go. I won't.
It goes further.
Yeah, I won't keep going back. But I was like, oh shit. Yeah, he's fucking.
It's full of blanks, but when there's a pool of sharks and you step into the tank, that's the pool of art that got them headed to the plank. But they fell for the deceptiveness of the secularist complaint, the upheaval of the cathedrals into the edifice of bank. That pile over there is just the evidence of angst, the felt revival of a perfectionist when his efforts have just sank. A selection of the waste that lacks direction or a base. You lose all of the plots for the affections of a race. Man does not become superior because you connect him to a cape, nor does become inferior because you connect him to an ape. I never wanted my life to be a collection of some dates and holiday my days away and intellectually sedate. It's not really a beef, but conceptually at stake. Like do genitals and gender roles successfully conflate? The current art world is just competitively opaque. It never ceases to amaze. My mouth is medically agape. One day it's raising up the brand, the next it's shredding it to flakes. And the velocity of trends is what referees the pace. Professionally accept what ethically I hate. So in all of my work you see this wrestling with fate. It's even in the brushstrokes how aggressively I strafe. Less like putting on some makeup, more like severing a face. Wow. Said the patron with a smile. That's the most interesting diatribe.
That was a lot, bro.
The brushstrokes, how aggressively I strafe. Less like putting on some makeup, more like severing a face. Wow. Said the patron with a smile. That's the most interesting diatribe I've heard in a while. How you articulated the nature and put it all on trial. Took it up to heaven, then put it on the ground. The painter asked the patron, can you stand up on the pile? I've had a flash of inspiration, my creativeness aroused. The model took its place, the painter grabbed the lighter, doused the shit in gasoline and set it all on fire.
He just lit dude on fire, dude.
Is that the end of the story? I thought the song was long.
Nah, so I feel like play this out, but so I mean, the rest of it kind of goes into an interlude, which is fine, but it's just kind of a piano.
For the sake of a reaction.
Yeah,
we're probably going to have to cut this a little bit short. Y'all ain't watching this far down anyway, for the most part. Maybe 20% of you are.
No disrespect to soundtrack.
For sure.
The beat. But yeah, so this album, I don't know if he did this in 72 hours, like this song was a part of it, but this whole album he did in a matter of 3 days.
Yeah, that was cool, bro. And I mean, like, I know the whole mural thing, like, has this, like, super, super, like, deep art theme behind it. Dude, and I'm sure, yo, if there's someone who, like, nerds out on this shit in the comments, like, I would love to learn more about it. So, like, please let us know for sure.
There is a guy, and actually, if anybody, I guess there's a good chance that somebody on Reddit, on the Lupe Reddit, might be watching this. And I'm going to shout out the lyricologist. He has, like, an insane mural breakdown. It was one of 5 parts, and the first part was insane. We've seen it. We both watched it.
Okay.
And but yeah, I went on Reddit and I was like, can we bug lyricologist? So I put out I literally did that. And so if anyone's watching it, that was me.
Nice.
Because that shit's insane. That's so over my head. Like that song.
I actually went through an obsession where I figured that song out. So and that's like, I know you're the Lupe guy, but that once I figured out like how deep that song was, I was like, I need to figure out the whole thing. I knew it for a while. I'm not sure if I could put it on and do it again though.
Yeah, that song's fucking insane. I will never go through that and try.
Yeah,
there's
a lot.
Head will explode.
But anyway, yo, hit us up. Please teach us some shit about this song if you can. And other than that, if you want to see more Lupe, like, holler at us.
Please, you want to see more Lupe, because I just want to listen to Lupe all day. I got my fucking.
There we go. All right, y'all.
If you know, you know.
Peace. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.